to record that. So we are recording and we are officially live. Is that Billy? How you doing, Billy?
Good afternoon, good evening. Chad, how you doing?
Good, buddy. Hey, we just launched the screen. Let me make sure everybody can see that, and we're going to get started right in our class. No
Awesome.
back. We got a lot of stuff to cover today, so we are going to jump in. So, Billy, I'm going to go ahead and put you on mute, my friend. If you have any questions, feel free to use that chat room, and then maybe a little bit later we will do it. Well, guys, welcome to class number 3 of Launch 28, and we are on a quest to launch a business in 28 days or less. That is our goal. And while we do this, we want to build our list, gain testimonials, and create multiple streams of income. And this system that we're giving you, it's sort of for beginners or those sort of close to the beginning. There's a lot of great information in here, but if this system is followed, you will have a product that is launched in 28 days or less that will help you do all 3 of our goals. So today is class 3, called Building Your Money List. And this is one of the most important classes. I mean, they're all important when you're trying to do something so rapidly. But if you don't get this step right here, you're not going to have a business. And I'll show you that and show you why in just a minute. But we said at the beginning of our class that the best way to be in business is to be in business. And so many of us have concepts and ideas that we really want to see accomplished, but we never launch. We just sort of sit on the sideline and we never get it going, mainly because of overwhelm and paralysis, and we just don't know where to start. Who's going to build this, and who's going to build that, and who's going to do this, and who's going to do that? And because there's so much to do, many times we just don't do it. And it's a huge problem when it comes to product launches, because we see so many people have ideas, but those ideas never germinate. And because of that, they've got these life-giving messages that they believe can be used to change the world, but because they never launch it, their wonderful life-giving message doesn't impact anybody. And that's a huge downfall. It's a huge negative. So we want to work with you. We want to help you get your life-giving message to the masses. Can everybody hear me okay? All right. Okay, so let's jump on. So we said that what we're trying to do is we're trying to take strangers, mainly from the internet world, and move them to prospects, then to interested, then to curious. We're going to turn the curious into customers, and that customer level is where we begin getting paid, okay, at the customer level. But we want to move customers from one time, give us a little bit of money, to clients. The clients are people who give you money time and time and time again, but we don't just want a little money. For a few of those clients, we want to be able to work with them on a high-ticket product. And if we can get a high-ticket product, then we can have a really good business. And so the first week we worked on our value proposition. We said, what's my professional identity? And then who am I trying to help? What's my target audience? And then we said our unique solution. This is the very thing that we are working on and that we offer. Our unique solution is, and we wrote that out, and then we said that the resultant outcome, if people work with us, here is what's going to happen. And so we worked on this value proposition. Most of you got this down. You're beginning to polish it. You're getting it to get down. But this is basically the crux of who you are, who you help, what you do, and how they're gonna benefit from it. And then we said, once we get our value proposition, then we need multiple streams of income. We can't just rely on one stream of income. So we started at the very bottom and said, we're going to give a lead magnet, and we're going to do a lot of work on this lead magnet today. We're going to do a lead magnet that we're going to give away for free in exchange for their contact information. It's going to act like an ethical bribe. And as we build our database, we build our business. But we need a little bit of money. So then we said we're going to create a tripwire. And we're going to look a little bit at the tripwire today, although that's really next week's class. We looked at a little bit at the tripwire and said, okay, this is where we're going to offer a lot of value in exchange for a little bit of money, and we're going to help our client overcome the first psychological barrier of purchasing online, which is putting their credit card information and giving you money. If we can just get them to give you a little bit of money, we can work it to where they'll give you a lot of money if your product is worthy of that. Then the third level was our core product. This is what we're going to be working on in 2 weeks from now. And this is going to create the passive or the residual income. There's going to be multiple levels of pricing for this particular core product. And we're going to try to make this passive so it will sell 24/7, 365. And then from there, we're going to talk to you about how to do an upsell where the client is asking, what else do you have to be able to make me successful? And then the high ticket, this is where we want you spending the majority of your time. The high ticket is the one level where you trade time for dollars, but we make sure that those dollars are significant enough to be worthy of your time. So that is the value ladder that we put together in our week 1. Last week we said that we're trying to find our perfect customer. And the more refined and narrow that we can create our target audience, the more specifically focused our content can be. And that's what we're trying to do. We want to be specifically focused. We want to have a specific answer to a specific question. And so we went on a little journey last week saying we're trying to find our perfect client. And we said that we're going to use demographics such as age and annual income and education level to be able to narrow down our perfect client. And then we're going to look at psychographic information such as behaviors and hobbies and values, because those things we can feed to the Facebook engine, and they're going to be able to help us target our perfect client with paid advertising. Then we said we're going to understand what their biggest struggle and pain as it relates to your topic is, and then we're going to answer that. We're going to provide a solution to that because that's really what they're looking for. And then we're going to answer the question, why should they listen to me as opposed to my competitor? What sets me apart from my competitor? Why should they listen to me? Probably the most important level is who is not your target. Who don't you want to work with? Who's not a good fit for you? And if we can establish that, then we can create the perfect client. And we said once we have the perfect client, then we can work on our ego versus hero marketing. Remember, ego marketing is all about me. Hero marketing is all about them. You have to have a little bit of an ego, we said, in order to be a hero. Heroes always have ego, but if it's all about you, then we repel people. So what we have to do is we have to be able to understand who our perfect client is, what their needs are. We've got to be able to state those needs, and then we share the reason why we are the right person to help them, and we are the hero that comes in and solves their problems by making them the hero of the story. And then we said once we have that down, then we create an 11-step process that says this is our business right here. And if we can answer these 11 questions, we now have not only a product, but we have a path to move a person to from where they are all the way to buying your information. And so it starts with a person. Who are we trying to work with? And we gave you a customer avatar worksheet. If you haven't filled that out, please go back and do that. And then we said, what kind of problems do they have? Well, it's much easier to figure out what kind of problems they have if we know who we're working with. And so the problem, you may not be able to guess that. So sometimes you may have to run some surveys. So you may have to go on Facebook or you may have to just interview some folks and figure out what types of problems do the people you want to work with have. And then what kind of emotional pain? How does those problems manifest themselves in their life? Is it hurting their marriage? Is it hurting their finances? Is it hurting their significance, their self-esteem? Are they stuck in a dead-end job and they can't get out? Do they have a college degree that they're not using and they really want to use it? Or do they have a college degree that they're using and they hate it and they want to do something else? That's pain points, and you need to be able to speak to that because pain is what sells. You're ultimately going to have a solution to their pain, which is why they're going to buy from you. Then we move to the personal. This is where the hero comes in. You're going to step into the picture right here, and you're going to tell everybody why you're the right person to be able to help them. You're going to share your story. You're going to talk about your personal problem, your personal pain, and then you're going to be able to then take the next step, which is promise. You're going to be able to promise them that everything's going to be okay. Why? Because you have their pain and you've come through it. And so we worked on our promise statement. We said this is the one statement that tells people that everything is going to be okay. From there, we move them down to the process. Now that you tell me everything's going to be okay, tell me why. Show me the process that you're going to put me through. This is the what, this is not the how, but show me the process you're going to put me through in order to make all of my dreams come true. Okay, and then we're going to introduce them to the product. This is what you have to sell. This is your magic bullet right here. We introduce them to that, and then we give them proof. Here's 2 or 3 or 4 examples of people that I've worked with that have gone through my system, and here's how it helped for them. If you don't have that, then this proof needs to be you. Okay, hey, I did this and I got X amount of dollars. I did this and my life changed drastically. So that proof is better if it's a third-party proof, but it will work if it's a first-party proof. Amanda, can you use your phone, please? I got you. Thank you. Okay. And then from proof, we move down to perceived value. Remember, the perceived value is the value stack. Everything that we're going to offer in our product, we begin to stack it, and we begin to tell them how much the perception of that value is worth. Okay, and then we create our price, and we said somewhere between 10 and 20% of our perceived value is what we should price our product. So if we have a perceived value of $5,000, we can price our product somewhere between $500 and $1,000. Okay, 10 to 20% of our perceived value is what we price our product, and then we move them on to the purchase level. And the purchase level is where they take out their credit card and they actually buy it. If they're not buying it, you may give them a free 30-day trial or a free 7-day trial, or you may offer a 30-day money-back guarantee in order to get them past that hurdle. But what we said is if we have our perfect client, we now have an 11-step process to move them through. And this is our business. Those folks who can answer these 11 questions have thriving businesses. Those folks who don't or aren't crystal clear on this, they're the ones who get a little stuck. So today what we're going to do is we're going to move past this, and we're going to do class number 3, building your money list. So class 1 was creating Launchpad. Class 2, finding riches in the niches. Today, building your money list. Next week, we're going to get into an email and a video series where we're going to begin forging, and that word forge is exactly what we're trying to do. We're going to forge this. We're going to force it, a virtual relationship. Then we're going to prepare ourselves to launch, and we're going to work on a webinar. And if you don't want to do a webinar, I have an alternative to that we'll get to in that class. Step number 5 is all systems go, where we start putting the tech together. Step number 7 is when we're going to open the cart to the world. And step number 8 is when we blast off and actually launch our product. Super excited about that. So let's get in today's class, and here's the principle I want you to write down, and you have to know this. If you don't have a list, you don't have a business. If you don't have a list, you don't have a business. Or I could also say this the other way. If you have a list that's dormant and they don't know that they're on your list, you don't have a business. But you just have to know this. If you don't have a list, you don't have a business. I'd like to know from a few of you who are on, if you have a database, put in the chat room and let me know how many people are on your list, if any. If you don't have a business, if you don't have a list, you don't have a business. Let me know in the chat room. And here's what our goal is between now and the end of class, okay? Let's see. So Billy says he's got about 450. Patricia says that she has 50. Mavi, you said that this is not recording. Can you confirm that this is recording? I hit the record button. It would stink if this isn't recording. No, it is recording. Okay. If you don't have a list, you don't have a business. So what our goal is to get you to your first 50 subscribers, or to your first 100 subscribers by the end of this class. If you have 450, Billy, we want to add to that. Patricia, we want to add to your list, okay? We want to add 100 people to your list by the end of this class. Now, here's the thing about the 100 people. We don't just want any 100 people. We want a great 100 people. We want qualified leads. And so we're going to talk through that today. How are we going to get our first 100 subscribers? And what we're going to do today is we're going to get our hands dirty a little bit, and we're going to get behind the scenes in the system that we use in order to grow subscribers and to sell things. And I'm going to give you a funnel today. I'm going to give you a funnel that you're going to be able to use and put today directly into your business, and you're going to be able to use that to start getting subscribers. In fact, the next 3 weeks, I'm going to give you free funnels, so you need to be on here live. But the first thing today we want to do is we want to build a tribe. Okay, build a tribe. This is really the most important thing that online marketers, those who are successful, this is what they've done. They have learned to build a tribe and build one successful. Now, what is a tribe? A tribe is simply a group of people who look to you for advice and opinions and growth, whether it be in life or whether it be in your business or you name it. They're looking to you. You are the expert. And what I want to show you is, in order to build a tribe, which is a group of raving fans who listen to you, who learn from you, and then share your products to the world, okay, you have to do something. And I'm going to teach you what's called the teacher-student relationship. Now, before I do that, no, I'm just going to jump right into that. The teacher-student relationship. What is the teacher-student relationship? Well, let's go back to college if we can, just for a minute, for those of us who went to college, high school for those of us who didn't. And remember back to freshman year, class 101. And you walked into the lecture hall, and there was a professor there who began teaching. He was the teacher, and you were the student. I want you to think back to the psychological dynamic that happened when he was the teacher and you were the student. You walk into that lecture hall and you automatically deemed him as the expert. You didn't know anything about his credentials. You didn't know anything about his background. You didn't even know if he knew what the heck he was talking about. But the very fact that he had the podium, the very fact that he had the microphone, the very fact that he had the expo marker and had the whiteboard, it deemed him as the teacher. And because you had the notepad and the pen and the seat, you deemed yourself as the student. So what happened is, psychologically, is you walk into that classroom with your arms open, your mind open, saying, teach me. Mr. Teacher, Mrs. Teacher, Mr. Professor, Mrs. Professor, teach me. And what we did is, psychologically in our mind, is we elevated them to the level of expert, and we didn't even know if they were an expert. Well, what happens is, as an expert, we will allow them to teach us and to breathe life into us and to put information in our mind and in our soul and in our spirit and in our repertoire, because of the fact that they have the role of teacher and we have the role of student. There's a lot of power behind that relationship. It is not an equilateral or a parallel relationship. It is a vertical relationship where we look up to them and they look down to us. It is a superior and inferior relationship. The superior can look down to his inferiors or her inferiors and can speak to them, and the inferiors then look up to them and say, okay, whatever you say. So if they tell you, hey, you need to go read pages 18 to 28 tonight, we go and we read pages 18 to 28 tonight. If they tell us that we need to do a term paper, we go and we do a term paper. You know, why? Because we want that grade, but also because we look at them as an expert in their field. And there is great power behind the power of teacher-student. Because typically when the teacher tells you to do something, as a student, you positively respond. So I remember back in my days when I was a pastor. I was a pastor for many years. And I did this sermon one day, and I was talking about food. And I just made mention of a restaurant. We were in South Carolina at the time and pastored a very large church. And I made mention of a restaurant. And I was like, you know, hey, this place down here was a great sushi place. Well, about an hour after church, I get a text or a Facebook message from somebody in the church sending me a picture, and there were like 40 people from my church at this particular restaurant. Why? It's because there's power in teacher-student. As the superior, so to speak, the man with the platform and the pulpit and the microphone, when I spoke something, when I recommended something, when I endorsed something, the students listened. It carries with it a lot of valuable weight. And you can see how this can be extraordinarily powerful in online marketing, because if you can establish yourself as the teacher and they can establish themselves as the student, they will come to you looking for advice, looking for opinions, and they will buy your product. And when you tell them to go buy ClickFunnels, they're going to go buy ClickFunnels. When you tell them that they need an autoresponder, they're going to go get an autoresponder. When you tell them to purchase a particular book, they're going to go purchase it. When you tell them to buy your online course, they're going to buy it. If you have the power of teacher-student, that's a very valuable relationship. And I want to spend some time on that today, because you've got to be able to understand this. You cannot build your money list if you do not establish yourself as a teacher. And this can work in any aspect of business, whether it's a brick and mortar business, Amanda, like massage of yours. Okay, if you're not the expert masseuse, they're not coming in to see you. okay? It could work, especially if you have I think one of our students is like a marriage and family therapy business, okay? You have to establish yourself as this teacher, and they will come in and they will listen to you, and when you tell them to do something, chances are, more times than not, they will do it. But most importantly, you can actually charge them money when you have that particular relationship as teacher-student. See, because teacher-student is a lot different than mentor. Because mentor is somebody that I go to get advice from, that I herald, that I respect, but I may or may not pay money to them. But I always pay money to a teacher. I pay my tuition to go to college. I pay my offerings to go to church. Okay, there's always an expected fee that is paid with a teacher-student relationship. So in order to build a tribe, you have to establish yourself as the teacher and them as the student. Now, how do you do that? You do that mainly through valuable and helpful content that can literally change the lives of your student. I'm in the process right now with those people in our Launch Fuel program of establishing myself as the teacher and you as the student by me being on this side of the microphone and teaching you, and you on that side of the screen taking notes and learning and listening and implementing what I'm saying. But I'm trying to establish myself as your teacher by proving to you that I know what I'm talking about, I know what I'm doing, and I'm giving you information that can be extraordinarily helpful and valuable in your business. I'm doing that, okay? And in exchange, you paid money to be a part of this program. It's the teacher-student relationship. So no matter what your business is, and I'm gonna move on, but no matter what your business is, if you can establish teacher-student relationship, you can build a tribe. Now that we've established our relationship as teacher-student, then it comes time to begin creating what we call raving fans. Now, what is a raving fan? A raving fan is someone who is so proud of what they are learning from their teacher that they go out and they tell the world. Okay, they go out and they tell the world. They become your biggest marketers. Okay, they're like, for instance, today we were on a call. And the call came in, and this particular person went on there and said, hey, would you share this? And bam, instantly he had 35 and 40 and 45 and 50 and 55 and 60 people who are willing to share his Facebook Live. Why? Because they view themselves as the student. They view himself as the teacher, and he has proved himself enough that they now are part of his tribe, and they will do anything he asks them to do. That's what you want. You want to build a tribe of people that you change their life. Now, here's the thing. If you can influence a group of people, then the next thing is true. If you can figure out how to influence them, size doesn't matter. Okay? We're trying to build our first 100 people on our list. We want them to be loyal people. We want them to be quality people, but we don't have to have a ton of them, because if they look at us with that relationship, size does not matter. It's not the size that matters, but it's the quality of the lead that matters and how you engage with them. So some people will say, oh, you got to go up and get a 50,000 person database. Hey, that would be great if we had a 50,000 person database. But boy, if you had 100 people that were following you and loved you, and you were their teacher and they were your student, and you said jump and they said how high, I'd rather have 100 of those than 1,000 people that I just bought off of Facebook. Why? Because it's a quality lead. And when I engage with them, they listen. They're more apt to open my emails if they're a quality lead. They're more apt to buy my stuff if they're a quality lead. They're more apt to share my stuff if they're a quality lead. They're more apt to hang in with me if I have a bad day, or if I teach a bad class. They're more apt to hang in with me. So it's not the size that matters, but it's the quality of lead that matters. The third rule to building our money list, and then we're going to get into it, we're going to get into the how in a minute, is you have to drip before you drop. Okay? So first and foremost, you have to build a tribe. Okay, you have to build people. You need 100 people right now that follow you, listen to you, love you. It doesn't matter, because we're going to have quality names and we're going to treat them well, but then we're going to drip before we drop. What do I mean by that? Okay, people do not buy from people they do not trust. Okay, people do not buy from people they do not trust. One of the biggest mistakes in online marketing, folks, is we go out there We have an idea, we have a product, we have a concept, we have a business. And what we want to do is we want to go out there, we want to buy all these Facebook ads, say, hey, come and buy my new shiny object. And then we get so disappointed when nobody buys or when our conversion rate is extraordinarily low. The reason is the principle, you have to drip before you drop. And what do I mean by drip? It means that I have to give them over time, I have to drip them consistent content that helps them time after 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 time, then I can ask for a sale. I have to prove that I'm a teacher time after time after time after time after time, and then I can ask them for a sale. And even then, they may not buy. If you go back to our 11 steps from last week, we know that we still have to, solve a problem. We know that we still have to offer proof. We still know that we have to give them the perceived value. We still know that we have to price it right. And we still know that we may have to give them a free trial in order for the buy, because online selling is extraordinarily difficult. But if we can drip time after time after time after time and then drop a sales ad, they're a lot more likely to buy. If you're going to do a launch campaign, and for instance, here in a little bit, we're going to jump on and get in the nitty-gritty of an opt-in funnel. But you can't just say, hey, I got my free PDF. Now I'm going to go out and I'm going to give it to the world, and hopefully they take it. It doesn't work that way. Okay, you're going to have to do blogs, and you're going to have to do Facebook Lives, and you're going to have to drip, 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 and then ask for the sale, because people do not buy from people they trust. But if they trust you, and they believe that you've got something that will change their life, money really is not an object. And they will get to the point where they are so anxious to give you money because they really believe that your product is going to help them. The person who does this the best is a guy by the name of Jeff Walker. And if you want a great book on this, he wrote a book called Launch. He's got a system called the Product Launch Formula, PLF. I don't recommend you buy that. One, it's about $2,000. Two, it's not simple. It's very, 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 very complicated, and it takes a long time. In fact, it takes you about 4 to 6 months just to get through the program. And then when you get through the program, you have a lot more questions than you do answers. And even though he's trying to make it extraordinarily simple, it's just simply not simple. What we're trying to do with Launch28 is we're trying to bring it bare bones and make it extraordinarily simple. But one thing Jeff does extraordinarily well is he drips out free, helpful content. Dozens of pieces of helpful content before you ever get to the point of ever hearing him ask for money. And that is a key to online purchasing. You have to drip it before you drop it. So what we're going to be doing over the next couple of weeks is we're going to be creating some pieces of content that we can drip to our list before we drop a sale on them, before we ask them for any particular type of money. And so that's what we're going to be able to do. One last thing. If we build a tribe and we establish ourselves as the teacher and them as a student, and we understand the size doesn't matter, we're really, right now, we're just trying to get 100 people in our database or 100 more people in our database by the end of this class. But we want quality leads, people who look at us as a teacher. And we drip helpful content out to them before they drop. Well, number 4, the law of reciprocity kicks in. And this could be the most powerful law in internet marketing. I want you to write it down. It's the law of reciprocity. Think about what reciprocity is. Reciprocity, the best way I can illustrate this is, let's say that you and I were going to, we were at a restaurant, and I didn't know you, you didn't know me, but we were going to the same restaurant, and I was in front of you, you were behind me, and there were 2 sets of doors to get in. One set of doors opened up the little breezeway, the second set of doors went into the restaurant. And if I got to the first set of doors and you were maybe 8 to 10 feet behind me, when I opened that up, chances are I would wave you and allow you to go in before me, okay? Well, when you see that second set of doors, are you just going to open the door and just walk right in and let the door shut and smack me right in the face? Absolutely not. Why? Because of the law of reciprocity. I did something for you, therefore I opened the door for you, therefore you feel psychologically obligated to reciprocate that and to open the door for me. Now, if you have good friends, when you go out for happy hour, and if I buy drinks this time, chances are next time they feel obligated to reciprocate and to buy drinks for me, unless you're hanging out with a bunch of broke folks, and that's a whole different story. But the law of reciprocity works. And so what you want to do is you want to be able to give plenty of helpful content, lots of helpful content to them. And then when it comes time to buy, so when you drip, and then you drop, the law of reciprocity kicks in, and they feel psychologically obligated to purchase from you. But here's really where you're trying to get them. What you want them to say is, wow, if their free stuff is that good, I can only imagine how good their paid content is. Wow, if their free stuff is that good, I can only imagine how good their paid content is. Now, here's what I want you to do. And I want you to put this in the chat room so I know you're listening to me. But here's the principle you have got to know. You have to give your best stuff away. Put that in the chat room so I know you got it. You have to give your best stuff away. You have to give your best stuff away. When I do consultations with people on their business, okay, and I hear them say things like, oh, well, I don't really want to give that away. I really want to charge for it. I'm like, no, you don't understand the law of reciprocity. You have to give your best stuff away. You got to give your best stuff away. Why do you give your best stuff away? Because your best stuff will establish the law of reciprocity, and you will have them have aha moments that, wow, if their free stuff is that good, I can only imagine how good their paid content is. And when you drip, and then drop, what begins to happen is they are lining up and they are anticipating and cannot wait till your product comes out so they can show you the money. That is the psychological advantage to doing what you and I do, is we have the privilege of building a virtual relationship with these folks. Write that down as well. That's what you're trying to do by building your money list. You're trying to build a virtual relationship with your potential clients, and you're trying to drip lots of great information so they say, wow, I can only imagine how good their stuff must be on the other side of the paid wall. And so let me give it to them. Now, why is the other stuff on the wall going to be incredibly great? The reason is all this free stuff that you're giving away is what? What? And you charge for how. How. If you've got a marriage and family business, you're going to be talking about, the what of what a good marriage could look like. You're going to give some examples of what it could look like. But then when they pay for it, now you're going to teach them the ABCs of how to implement what you just taught them. Okay? It's the what versus how. You give away the what, you charge for the how. Nobody wants to pay for what. Why? Because they can go on YouTube and get the what for free, right? They want the how. They want the how. And if your what is incredible, then they will pay significant dollars for the how. Okay, that's the what versus the how. It's the law of reciprocity. If my free stuff is good, imagine how great the paid stuff will be. So remember, our first goal is to get your first 100 subscribers by the end of this class, okay? Now let's move on to some practical stuff. You guys ready for some practical stuff? All right. Well, let's talk a little bit about the free stuff, the drip that we're going to give away on every level of our business that's going to allow us to build a massive database of qualified leads that we're going to be able to drip helpful content to. We're going to be able to build a tribe. We're going to have qualified leads in there. We're going to establish ourselves as the teacher and them as the student, and then we're going to drip helpful information so the law of reciprocity kicks in, and when you go to sell your product, they're going to be lining up to sell it. What are we going to give away? Okay, so let's go back to our value ladder, and I put in here 4 things that we're going to give away, and we're going to build all 4 of these over the next several weeks, but we're going to give these away as a free PDF. Now, don't forget, throughout the class, it's a live class. You're welcome to ask questions, and I'm more than happy to answer as many as possible. But let me give you one rule of thumb that you have got to know as well. It's not just okay to give something free away. You also have got to have a plan on how to turn the free stuff into paid stuff. And if you don't have a systematic plan on how to turn free stuff into paid stuff, you're going to be Santa Claus. You're just going to have people coming sitting on your proverbial lap asking for more and more and more and more, and you're going to give them more and more and more and more, and you're going to find yourself granting wishes to them and giving them all kinds of free stuff. But if you don't have a game plan on how to move them from a consumer into a customer, then what's going to happen is you're going to have what we call bottom feeders. And you're going to attract all the leeches and all the lurches who all they want is free stuff from you because you weren't clever enough to create a plan on how to move them from a free product to a paid product. So what I want to do with you for the rest of the class today is I want to work that plan with you and teach you that. And then we're going to get in. I'm going to show you behind the scenes at ClickFunnels, and we're going to create a lead magnet together. We're going to create a funnel together, and you're going to be able to use this as early as today to begin building your list, okay? So let's jump in. So at the bottom, we said we're going to have a lead magnet that we are going to give away. I'm going to pull up my whiteboard here in a minute and show you how this works. But we're going to create some kind of lead magnet. And what I recommend first and foremost is that this lead magnet is some kind of free PDF, okay? Now, in our worksheet that we gave you a few weeks ago, I gave you a free lead magnet cheat sheet on how to build one of those. So go in and build one of those. But you're going to want to give away some kind of free PDF download. It's something that you work on one time. It's digital. You don't have to print it. You don't have to ship it. You don't have to do any of that. You can just simply give it away in exchange for their information. So today what we're going to do is we're going to work on that. Next week we're going to jump up to the tripwire and create a free video series. Then the next week we're going to create a webinar to get people to your core product. And the next week we're going to create a free consultation funnel in order to get into the upsell. But today I'm going to focus on the lead magnet. How are we going to give away our lead magnet in exchange for a free PDF? And feel free to jump on and ask questions because I'm going to get a little technical and I don't want to confuse you, but it's relatively simple. But I've been doing this for years. This may be complicated for you, so please feel free to ask questions. But let's jump in. What does a lead magnet look like? A lead magnet simply looks like an opt-in page. An opt-in page, and the opt-in page is got some kind of headline. It's got some input forms where they can put their name and email address, and it's got a submit button. That's it. I'm going to show you a real one here in a minute. And then from that, it moves them over to a thank you page that simply confirms that they got the information. It's as simple as you get. It's an opt-in page that leads you over into a thank you page. As simple as they get. How many of you guys want to see a real one? You guys want to see a real one in real life? Communicate with me. How many of you want a real one? How many of you want me to give you one? Billy says, me. Me. Patricia says, please. Okay, well, let's jump in. I'm going to see if I can do this as clean as possible. But let's jump in, and I'm going to pull up my internet here, and I'm going to show you behind the scenes. Can everybody see my internet? Okay, so I'm going to go to ClickFunnels, and I am going to pull up one of my clients, just a very basic opt-in form. I'm going to go to Chris Orzakowski. He's one of my clients. Very basic. This is as basic as they get, but this is a basic opt-in form. Okay, so if you look at this, an opt-in form it's got a little bit of information. It's got a picture. It's got a place for them to put their information and a place for them to download it. Okay. He went a little further. He's got some bullet points here about what's inside the report, and once again, a place to put some information in and download it. Now, notice my information is in there, and when I download it, it will submit the page, and then it will bring me to a thank you page. Nice and simple. Thanks. Here's your report. Below, you can download your free report, how to have a six-figure product launch using just email. And then I can click on the button, and when I click on the button, bam, there's my free report. Now, that was relatively simple, but if you'll notice, Chris just gained something with this basic opt-in funnel, and what is it that he gained? Somebody tell me, what is it that he gained? What did he gain by giving away a free special report, how to have a six-figure product launch just using email? What did he gain? Yeah, he gained an email address, right? He gained a contact. And then what he can do is he can then begin sending a series of automated emails to that particular contact. I'm going to draw them out on a board for you in a minute that can nurture them. And so what we're going to do, if you'll stick around with me, is we're going to build an opt-in page together, and we're going to build a series of 3 or 4 emails together, and you're going to have something within the next hour that you're going to be able to take and you're going to be able to use in your particular business. Okay, let me show you one other example, okay? And then I'm going to make one of these available to you, okay? So let's go with Brantley. I haven't even looked at this before in a while, so let's see what this one looks like. So this is Brantley Whitley. Brantley's one of my clients, very similar. Okay, you can see he used the same exact template. He's a finance guy, you know, free special report, 4 ways to retire, bad, better, best, and how to protect your money when something goes wrong. Same exact thing. He put some information in there and you can get it. Let me show you another example of another one of my clients. Let's see. Let's go with Sebastian Wynn. Sebastian, let's go with 7 Steps to Become a 6-Figure Coach. Okay, this one here, a little more complicated than the other ones, okay? Okay, so Sebastian has got a free coaching guide, 7 Steps to Being a 6-Figure Coach. These are the exact steps I use in my own coaching business to consistently generate over $100,000 in annual revenue and produce amazing results. It's got his picture, it's got some credentials right here, people he's worked with, and then he's got a bonus of download the 7 Steps to Being a 6-Figure Coach and unlock this 4-part video series absolutely free, okay? So he's giving away a 7-step lead magnet followed by a 4-part video series, okay? So you could totally see how beneficial that would be. And when you click on here, a little pop-up window comes up, almost there, please complete this form. Now notice the difference between the two. Okay, remember on the other one, on Brantley's and on Chris's, you could put the information right on the page. This one you don't. Now this one gets a lot higher opt-in rate. It's what we call a 2-step opt-in. This is step 1, give me my free coaching guide, and step 2 is I put in the information and give me my report. Psychologists tell us that this converts a lot higher than the other one. So this is why why Sebastian chose to use this particular one, although you don't have to, okay? So he comes on here, give me my free report. You click here, you submit it. Now watch what happens. And this brings him now immediately. It says, congratulations, your report is on the way to your inbox. And he's got an immediate thing that he offers you. He offers you a free webinar. Now, one mistake that he made on this is on the lead magnet is he promised a 4-part video series on his lead magnet, and now what he's saying is sort of a little bit of a bait and switch. He's saying enroll for my webinar, then you can get my free 4-part video series. So that's bad marketing. In reality, you actually get the 4-part video series dripped out to you over time, but this really should be the other way. Congratulations, here's my free 4-part video series as promised. Now, unlock my free webinar, enroll into 7 Steps to Being a 6-Figure Coach. Are you ready to start? Once again, you can click on the button. It pops this up. This is really cool. This is all automated. You can select what day. You can select what time. You put your information in, and you can register immediately. Congratulations, you've been registered. You can register immediately for his stuff. So that is what we call a full funnel, a lead magnet, 4-part video series, and a webinar. Those are the 3 steps that we will be putting together over the next several weeks. So how many of you would like a free funnel, and how many of you want to stick around and help me build one for your business? You guys want that, or do you just want me to keep teaching on some stuff? Practical or theory or practical? Theory or practical? Tell me. Nobody's speaking to me. Okay, here's what I'm going to do. I hope you guys can hear me. I'm going to share this funnel with you, okay? So I'm going to put this right here, and we're going to take a 30-second break while you're downloading this. I'll tell you what's going to happen. So in the chat room, okay. Oh, practical. I'm sorry, guys. I couldn't see the chat room. It was hidden behind the cameras, okay. Everybody's asking for practical. Okay, so I'm going to put this here. This is a share link. You're going to get this. You're going to click on that. If you have ClickFunnels, it's going to download immediately into your ClickFunnels account. If you don't have ClickFunnels, then what it's going to do is going to give you an opportunity to get a 14-day free trial of ClickFunnels. Go ahead and grab that. Get your 14-day free trial. And then what we're going to do is we're going to take about a 30-second break while you're setting this up. And then I'm going to come back up and I'm going to show you the behind the scenes. So what you're going to do is you're simply, if you're following along, if you have ClickFunnels, you're simply going to click on that link. And it's going to literally put that right into your ShareFunnel account. Okay, it's going to load it right, and it takes about a minute for that to get there, but it'll load it right into your ShareFunnel account. You can see it building, and then bam, view funnel, and you can view it. If you don't have ClickFunnels, let me log out, and I'll show you what this looks like. So if you don't have ClickFunnels, okay, if you don't have it, you can click on that button, and it's going to pull up a page, and it says, Chad Thibodeau has shared this funnel with you. Not a ClickFunnels member yet, get your 14-day trial, and then put your information in, name and email, create your account now, okay? Pretty simple, okay? And it shows you the 2 pages, the opt-in and the thank you. So go ahead and jump on board. We're gonna take a 30-second break while you guys do that, and I'll be back in 30 seconds, and then we're going to put this thing together. We're gonna work on it. We're going to work on it together. Don't worry about the ClickFunnels trial. You don't have to pay for it later on. You can always cancel it. It's not a problem. Nobody's going to be upset at you or mad at you. But for our situation and all the funnels that we build them all in ClickFunnels, and I share them with you in ClickFunnels, okay? If you have another landing page software that you prefer, you can always take our designs and recreate it or hack it, as we say, okay? So guys, we're going to take a 30-second break, and I'll be right back. Download, download, download. Amanda says, I can't get in. Mandy, why can't you get in? Billy says, I've reached my ClickFunnels limit, my limit on funnels. That's okay, Billy. It's not a problem. You can still download that one in there. It'll still go to your share file. You can still look at it and edit it. Okay, it's just going to put a little warning sign down at the bottom. And before you, that's all it'll do. It'll put a warning sign. It'll let you bring it in and edit it. If not, take one that you don't mind archiving and just archive it. You can always bring it back later. It won't affect anything, but just archive one of your funnels. And you do that by going to settings, and at the very bottom of the page, click the archive button, and you can archive it, okay? I'm gonna grab some Mountain Dew. I'll be back in 30 seconds. All right, all right, all right. So we should almost all be there by now. So I'm gonna log in. I'm gonna take you behind the scenes, and we're gonna build this together. We're actually going to set up some emails today, and we're gonna take our very first thing, how we can get our lead magnet out to the masses and build our first 100 subscribers. And then I'm going to give you a little formula. I'm going to give you a game plan on what we're going to do in order to get our first 100 subscribers. And my bet is, if you follow this plan, my bet is that you guys will probably have 100 subscribers by the end of the week, not the end of the month, okay? So let's just try it. Okay, so let me log in. Okay, so what you're going to do is when you're behind the curtain here, Mav, if you and Mandy could talk, it looks like Amanda's having some trouble. If you guys could talk in a private room, that would be great. Mandy, I can't help you right this moment as I'm teaching, but Mav probably can. Everybody in? Everybody ready to go? If you're ready to go, say I'm ready to go. Patricia's ready. Okay, let's jump in. You guys can always go back and grab this on the Billy, it's telling you that, but it still should allow you to download it. And if not, let me just show you real quick on how to archive one. You just go to Browser Funnels. Okay. And you can always temporarily upgrade for the it'll let you upgrade 14 days for free. You could also upgrade, Billy. Don't know exactly how to do that, but you could upgrade for 14 days for free, and then 14 days cancel the upgrade and bring you back down to the 97. But you could just simply go to a funnel. Okay, so like I've got a million of them, but let's say that we're gonna, I don't know, you were just gonna open one, and then you go to settings, and then when you go to settings, you scroll all the way down to the bottom, and you archive a funnel. It'll archive it. It'll take it out of your list, and then you actually have to log out of ClickFunnels, and then log back in, and it will be gone. Okay. I must have a bunch of people in my ClickFunnels account because I got 3 shared funnels going on right now. So. Okay. All right, let's jump in here. So what you're going to do is when you're in a shared funnel, you're going to hit the View Funnel button. So we're just going to simply view it. Okay. And when you view it, it's going to open up the opt-in page and just simply click the Edit button. Okay. I'm going to walk you through this real quick so you can see it. It's a great little tutorial so you can see this. And when you've got this, it's all going to be in here. It's all going to be done. You can literally just copy and paste. So you can click on the logo button, you know, and you can come over here and you could, you know, look over here and you could find a logo. So like I take my Launch Fuel logo and put it there. I can click on this and let's say I want to make it whatever. I'm going to make it 250. I don't think that's big enough. I can make it 350. Okay, that's good. But let's say I think it's too high, so I can come up to the margin and I can bring it down, okay? Once again, this is being recorded. You can go back and watch the video if I'm going too fast, and you can learn how to do this. But now I want to match the collars up, okay? So I can come here, and then the easiest way to do this is I have a little tool that I can select a color from my website. So I come here, and I know that that color is DE7, okay? So I can copy that. And then I can come here to the report, and I can come here to the color, the bold color, and I can paste it. Now, in ClickFunnels, you have both a bold color and a text color. The reason is if I want this to be 2 different colors, I could just highlight one and unbold it, and so now the regular text is one color, the bold is the other. But for our example, I'll make all 3 bold, so therefore they're all 3 orange. In fact, I'm going to do that all the way through here. I'm going to come in, I'm going to change the colors to make sure that they're orange and they match my color scheme, okay? And so I can put any information that I want here. So free massage, free special report, download my cheat sheet, whatever you want, you can put here. You can just write in here any text that you want. Now you'll notice that with ClickFunnels, you have a section. So the green, when you scroll over, you'll notice the green is a section. And the section is this whole section right here that's highlighted in green. And you'll notice at the bottom of the page, or you know, in the middle of the page, you see a little green plus sign. That's the bottom of the section. That's a section. Then you have rows. Rows are blue, okay? So these are the different rows. You can have 1 row, 2 row, 3 row, 4 row, 5 row. And then you have elements. And element is the orange, okay? So sections are the green, rows are the blue, elements are the orange, okay? So you'll notice that every time I've got an element, it's orange. If I want to add something, I just simply hit the plus button, add a new element, and it'll pop up a little list of everything that I can add. So let's say that I wanted to do a video. I can literally pop a video in there, bam, just like that. I can click on here, and I can, let's say I have a YouTube video, I can go YouTube, and I can put my YouTube URL right there, and then that video would play. I can make it play automatically, or I can let them push play on the one. You can do whatever you want. If I can make it bigger, I can make it smaller. I can do literally whatever I want to do if I want the video. If you want to erase it, you just hit the delete button. You just hover over it and hit the delete button, okay? But I can literally do whatever I want. Now the picture right here, this little picture, let's say that you have one of those. I can come in and I can find one. So let's say that I have, let's go way back. I have too many clients. Let's go even back further. So let's say way back here, let's say here's a book, The Common Sense Guide. Let's say that's what I was getting rid of, or that's what I was giving away, was A Common Sense Guide to World Change. I can put that book in there. Now, how do you get books done like this? Well, you can go to a couple websites. I'll give you a couple websites. I'm going to put them right here in the page so you can look at them. But graphicriver.net is a really good one. Or if you want to pay someone to do them, I recommend that you go to fiverr.com. Now let me show you Fiverr, okay, real quick. Fiverr.com. You can typically get these done for $5. You just go in here and just put mockup. Okay, just type in mockup, and you're going to get a whole plethora of things. I'll do a beautiful app design. I'll do bottle labels. I'll do a mobile app. I'll do a whatever. I'll design a can for you. Okay, so let's go down and we'll find a book or whatever it is you're giving away. Okay, so they'll do logo. They'll do, and we can probably just search it. So let's just search it. So let's go PDF mockup. Let's see what that looks like. Let's go book mockup. There we go. Okay, so let's say that you wanted it to look like this. Okay, you just click on here. They'll do these kind of mock-ups for you. It's $5. You go in, you pay $5. You give them your artwork. They make the mock-up, send it back to you in a PNG. Okay, so pretty simple. If you don't want to do it yourself, a place like Fiverr is great. In fact, you can get almost everything done on Fiverr literally for $5. I've done transcriptions on here. I've done voiceovers on here. I've done PDF mock-ups on here. I've done ebook covers on here. I've done everything. They'll design it. They'll do whatever. Just whatever you need, just jump on here and you can find it. Typically, it's pretty good work because they get dinged. You'll notice you get to review them. This particular person's had 213 reviews, 5 stars. And so you'll be able to get to see that. So you can come in and design that, put this in. Now let me show you this, okay? You typically want to ask for the first name and the email address anytime you're asking for that. The first name will allow you to personalize it. So in your autoresponder, you can say, Dear Chad. And the email address, you've got to have that because you got to know where to send the report to somebody and then download the report, okay? Now, I'm not going to get too technical here. We'll offer you some one-on-one if you need a little bit of help with some integration right here. But the nice thing is this will integrate. You can come in and change your button color, do whatever you want, change all that. This will integrate literally with anything, any autoresponder that you want. And some of you say, Chad, I don't have an autoresponder. What do I do? Well, if you don't have an autoresponder, there's several that you can use, but I recommend a couple. One, you can just simply use ClickFunnels, okay? If you don't want to spend any money, it's not the greatest in the world, but you will notice on here, they have this little button that says automation. You can click on automation and trigger these events. You can add a new email. You can put, from Chad Thibodeau, and we'll tell you what email to send it from. The subject line, you're going to put, here's my free report. If you want to get fancy, you can put download. Okay, here's my free report. And then you can configure, there's some videos on this, you configure your email account. You can go to SendGrid or you can get MailChimp or whatever you want. You can configure it and it'll go from you. And then you can say, I want to send this to everybody who opts in. And then you literally click on here, like literally just whatever, just find one, use this template, template selected, okay? And then it'll load it for you. And then you can come down here and hit create email and then open the editor. and you can literally write your email, bam, right here, and then you can preview it so you can see what it looks like. Okay, and then you can send it. You can actually just use ClickFunnels for all of it if you want to. If you want to get a little more complicated, there's lots more opportunities out there for you to do that. There's programs like Infusionsoft, ActiveCampaign. There's a million of them, literally. There's so many autoresponders out there. Aweber, you can get extraordinarily complicated. If you just don't want to spend any more money, you just want to buy ClickFunnels, you can pay $9 a month for Mandrill, which is the paid version of MailChimp, which I really love. And you can just integrate this with MailChimp and you can use ClickFunnels. I actually recommend most people who are just starting out, who don't have a list, that's actually what I recommend them to do, okay? So you can come on here and you can add new emails, and you can even tag them. You can come in here and say, tag, and who am I gonna tag? Everybody, and I want to add them to a list, okay? Or I want to add a tag, and what tag? And you can find the tag, and we don't need to get all complicated. You don't even need to know that. That's not what we're trying to do today. We just want you to be able to grow your list to 100, and you can come in here. What's nice about ClickFunnels is this actually will store all of your contacts as well, okay? So you can come in here. I don't know what funnel this is. I don't even know who this guy is. This is Chris Orzakowski's funnel, but you can come into any of your funnels, okay? I'll show you one of mine. So you can come in here to the Laser Church one, and you can click here, and when you look at it, you click on the contacts button, and you can just see, you can see all your contacts, and you can view them from, however long. So this particular funnel, I don't know how many I have in here, but it's a lot. Okay, I have 174 in this particular funnel. And when you click on it, trying to find one that I can. Okay, I can open up this guy's here because I know him. So you click on this guy's here. It'll even tell you he's got 517 social media followers. You can learn everything about it, edit details, you see what he purchased, memberships, everything. So you don't have to have anything else. ClickFunnels will work for you until you're ready to get sophisticated. Okay, when you're ready to get sophisticated, then we'll give you more steps. But as far as the launch goes, we're just going to build it right here in ClickFunnels. So what you're going to do is you're going to build a basic opt-in page. You come into ClickFunnels and you find that free. You find that free funnel we gave you, and you come in and you edit it, and you make it everything that you want, okay? Just make it look good. Be simple. Stick with the design. You don't have to adjust the design. We know this design works beautifully. It's great. So no need to change it, okay, until you're there. Now, if you don't like this one and you want other ones, when you come into ClickFunnels, they do offer you, you can come in here and do another opt-in one. I'll just show you this. You can come in here and they can show you different opt-ins. So you just come here and do opt-in, and they have their own templates, right? So there's another template you like, you can click on one of their blank templates and use that, however you want to do it, okay? But the one that I showed you is the one that we've had a lot of success with. That's why we continue to use it over and over and over again, because it's really, really, really simple. So come in and build that. Now what I want to do, since I'm not seeing any, Patricia says, what was the first resource again? The one before Fiverr? I put it in the, oh, you know what I did? I'm sorry. I sent that to Mav privately. Let me send that to everyone. Okay, it's graphicriver.net. And Graphic River, just let me show you real quick. You can come here, okay? You can go to Graphic River, and you can type in book mockup. This is if you're a little more sophisticated, okay? You can type, let's say I want this one right here, and then you can buy it for $5, and then it'll put it in Photoshop, and you can edit it in Photoshop and make that yours, okay? Or it'll tell you what program you can edit it in, but they've got all kinds of, if you're a little more sophisticated. If not, just use Fiverr, let them do it. It's worth the time and money, okay? All right, so we're gonna come in here. Now let's build a basic, what's gonna happen is we're gonna offer the world something for free, okay? So what I wanna know is type in the chat room and tell me what your free lead magnet is, okay? What's your free lead magnet? I'm waiting for you guys to type here. So Patricia says, 3-part video, who's at the heart of your target market? Okay. A free referral massage, that's awesome, Amanda. I'm trying to pull something up I want to show you. If I can't find it, I'll come back to it later. Let's see, Billy says PDF around 4 ways to make money in real estate. Love it. So let me encourage you guys, Patricia and Amanda, to process a 3-part video series is great, Patricia. What I'm going to recommend is that would be a really good tripwire, and I'll share that with you more next week. If you could turn the content, if you could outline the content of that 3-part video series into a 1-page PDF that says, 7 ways to understand who's the heart of your target market, bullet point 1, a sentence 2, a sentence 3, a sentence 4, a sentence 5, a sentence. People are a lot more apt to opt into that, because asking someone to digest 3 pieces of information before they know you, that's a big ask. That's a huge ask, okay? Hey, I don't know you, but will you devour an hour worth of content is huge. That's a huge ask. So that's why typically video series and things like that don't work as great lead magnets to a cold audience, because you're asking for a lot of information. Just imagine the first time you meet somebody, if they sit down and say, hey, will you go to dinner with me? Well, I'll have coffee with you. I just don't know when I have dinner with you. So you say that they're 5 minutes or less, but does the person consuming that know that? Okay. So remember, they don't know you. They don't know that. So process that, because you may want to go in and tease them with something first. Remember that drip, 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 drop? You may want to have something there a little bit to tease first to get them in, and then I'll show you what you can do. You can download the PDF and then redirect them. Hey, thank you for downloading the free PDF. That's on your way to the inbox. But while you're waiting, here's a complimentary 3-part video series on, and then 4 ways, or who's at the heart of your target audience. And then you can drip those. In fact, you can even begin immediately playing that free video immediately. One other way is, if you're going to stick with the 3-part video as your lead magnet, what I recommend you do for that is take part 1 of your video series and put it directly on Facebook and send ads to that particular video, so people can begin digesting part 1. But you do that with hooks in it, with teases in it. Hey, in the next video, okay, that's what we call a reverse squeeze page. In the next video, I'm going to be telling you about this. And, I'm going to show you how to do this in the next video. So you keep teasing that next video, okay? So really good idea. Billy, I like your PDF around 4 ways to make money in real estate. Billy, who is your target audience? Amanda, while I'm waiting for Billy, man, I'm going to talk with you a little bit about your free referral massage. That seems like a lot to give away to a cold audience. I think I would be writing like a 1-page document on how to get rid of sciatica pain, or how to get rid of pain and finally sleep through the night. I think I'd be offering something like that. So, because you're going to need to be able to segment your audience, because everybody wants a free massage, but you want to be able to get rid of the bottom feeders. So I think I would be segmenting my target audience, and I'd be putting them into a free PDF download that they can get in exchange for information. Okay, because if all you're getting is, if you're giving away a massage for a lead, okay, then that's a lot of time. And so what you want to do is you want to work 1 hour and be able to get leads for the rest of your life, as opposed to exchanging an hour for a lead. That seems like a big swap. So I'd be writing an article, just a free PDF on, 3 ways to get rid of your sciatica pain tonight, or 3 things you can do in the next 10 minutes in order to have a pain-free night of sleep, something like that, okay? Billy, I still can't Oh, there we are. Billy says that your target audience is software sales executives who are tired of watching their portfolios decrease 20% every 7 or 8 years. Billy, to me, that is your lead magnet right there. Okay, to me, your lead magnet is you could say something right in the title about people who are tired of watching their portfolios decrease 20% every 7 to 8 years, and you could probably sell something right in there. You could probably have something like, uh, 3 steps to escaping the trap, or watching your. I mean, your pain. You spoke pain, right? Right, what you told me, that's the problem and the pain. I figure out how to create a lead magnet around that, okay? Because if you just say 4 ways to make money in real estate, and you don't have anything talking about portfolios or the market that's going down, then that's just sort of open to anybody. So it's an open-ended PDF, and it's really broad. And what we're going to encourage you is to get really, really specific and dive down, way down into who your target audience is. So I think I would say, software sales executives, okay, right? Are you tired of watching your portfolio decrease 20% every 7 or 8 years? If so, download this free PDF on 4 ways to make money and escape the financial trap, or something like that, okay? That type of thing. Amanda says, I had a back doctor use a lead magnet along the lines of how to adjust your desk so that your back won't hurt. Perfect. Great. I love that. Okay. Billy says, sounds like a plan. More specific and go narrower. Thank you. Okay. So I just want to be able to help you on that, because remember, we're trying to build not just 100 people in our database. We're trying to get very specific with our 100 people in our database. You guys want to write some emails? So what we're going to do is we're going to do a basic lead magnet, just like we showed you. And guys, and I'm more than happy to jump on and help you figure ClickFunnels out. I'm sort of a pro at ClickFunnels. I don't know if you guys know this, but I was voted top 30 designer in all of ClickFunnels. There's now 50,000 users in it. They're going to be adding 50 more thousand users over the next 30 to 60 days with this huge campaign that they're doing. And so I can help you with this. I literally think this took me 7 minutes to create. So it's really simple. I can help you with that. But I do want to show you the pieces to this that are really big that you have to have. Okay, first, logo. Now, why is logo important? It's not necessary, just so you know. But the reason why I like a logo, I created this logo for Chris. The reason why I like this, why I like a logo, is because it gives you legitimacy of not being a mom and pop shop. And remember, we're trying to establish teacher-student relationship. So where do you get a logo? Okay, well, you can go to Graphic River. I'm going to show you one. Okay, Graphic River, and you can type in logo. For this one here, I'm going to put in Spade logo. I want you to see something here. So when you come in here and you scroll down, my guess is, what is that? Is that a spade? What is that? Where's it at, folks? Where's it at? Where's it at? There it is. So let's go with, I don't know. What is that? Wings logo? So you can just type in and type logo. I'm pretty sure I got that. I was just going to show you that I got it off here. I'm pretty sure that I did. I don't think I'm that good. But you can come in here. So like, let's say that Amanda, you're trying to find a logo for yours. You can just simply type in massage logo. Okay, and when you type in massage logo, you may say, wow, I like that one right there. Okay, now it's really nice. Okay, and you can buy it $29, and you can edit it and make it yours. If you don't know how to edit it, you buy it for $29. You go to Fiverr for $5, and somebody will make it yours. Okay, so logos are really good. Color schemes are extremely important. So make sure you Google the psychology of color schemes before you decide on a color scheme. So the issue here is I want you to see that he's got a logo. Second thing is he's got a, and this is old, so I would make lots of changes, but he's got what it is: free special report, free download, get this free cheat sheet, okay? He's got right at the top something free in what you're getting, and then he's got a headline, and notice the headline, it's a how-to without, okay? These are the most highest converting headlines, how to without. So notice how to have a 6-figure product launch without burning your list out, okay? So you could have a how to or without, okay? How to or without. So like, Patricia, you could probably have something like, how to understand the heart of your target market without, and figure out what the without is there, okay? How-tos and withouts convert literally twice as high as the other ones, okay? So it tells what it is. It's got a headline right here. It's a how-to without headline. And then down here, it's more detailed instruction, okay? And you can give as much detailed instruction here as you want, 3 or 4 lines. You're fine. And then you're asking for the cell right here. And then he goes on, he says, what's inside this report? So what he's banking on is he's banking on the top of his email being okay for early adopters, but there may need some people that need a little push over the edge, okay? So he created a book. He made his product look like a book because authors have more credibility than non-authors, so he made himself look like an author, okay? He put his headline in, asked for the sell, but he's assuming that not everybody's going to do it, so now he takes sell force number 2, and he puts in 4 things that they're going to get in the book that just sort of help sweeten the deal to get them to do it, and then they download report. That's all you need in an opt-in, okay? You need a logo, if you have one. You need what they're going to get. You need a how-to without headline if you can, or something comparable. You need a visual for those folks who aren't going to read your headline. You need a visual that they can get it. You need an opt-in, okay? And then you may need, you don't have to, like you literally could just cut this bottom part off, okay, and it would be fine. So like if you cut that off and deleted that, this would be a fine opt-in right here. Okay, that's really all you need right there. But you have to have those components, okay? Now, let's come in and set up some emails, okay? What's going to be in an email? I'm going to try to do this in the next 15 minutes, so we're not going to be on super long. But I want to talk with you about email. Now, emails are extraordinarily important. In fact, if you look in your page, I put some statistics in here by Sumo because I wanted you to see that, because there's a lot of people right now pushing that email is dead. And I don't think email is dead. I think there are other ways to do email, but it's not dead. One other thing I want to show you before I tell you those stats is I want you to notice that he just gave them a basic Word document PDF. He put it in an S3 format so they can get a link. Okay, I'll show you how to do that. But it's not fancy. It's not graphically designed. It's just a basic PDF, okay? And he's got it, right? Now, this would be a great PDF for you to download. Why? The reason is because he does 7 key elements you need to have a 6-figure launch using nothing but email. So he says you need a hungry crowd, you need a great product, you need scarcity, you need urgency, you need higher price product, you need a great offer, you need a proven launch strategy, which we're creating for you. And then he goes on and he writes 3 emails for you. Okay, first day of pre-launch, 1 cup of life-changing copy, you're in. Now you'll be one of the first to know when we launch blank again. So he goes on and he gives you some templates here that you can actually use. I'm going to show you a few different ones, and we're going to write a few different ones here real quick. So let's jump into our backside of the program right here, and we're going to come into the automation, and we're going to add new email, okay? We're going to add new email right here, and we're going to put our name in. So Chad Thibodeau, and I'm going to put a subject line in. And so what we're going to do is the first thing we're going to do is we're going to create a fulfillment email, okay? So we're going to put, we're going to put download, okay? And we're going to come up with a subject line that's going to get this open. So we're going to say, like, here's your free report, okay? You're just going to put that in there. You put where it's from and who's going to get that. You're going to say everybody because you want everybody who's going to get that to get it. Now, I don't want you to get really complicated because the more bells and whistles you have in your email, the more likely it is to get spammed. So we're going to use this template right here, and I'm going to show you what we're going to do, okay? We're going to come, and you don't have to do this, but I really recommend that you do this, is I really recommend you come in here and take out this first section because it's a spam killer. Take it out. And these type of emails where there's not any graphics or anything, what we know about spam is that these actually pass through the spam filter much, much better. So you're beginning to see a lot of the big wigs beginning to take off all their branding and everything from their email because Google, Gmail, and a bunch of the other ones are beginning to take anything with any type of picture in it and put it over into a promo folder, and then it gets lost. And so we don't want that. So what you're going to do is you're going to come in here, and you can just follow his thing if you want to, but you're going to come in here and you're going to just write a basic email. Now, the basic email, what you want in the fulfillment email is you want it nice and simple, okay? The nice and simple email are the ones that get read, but you don't want to pass up the opportunity to use the first email to tell folks that you're going to have more emails to send them. So the first thing I want you to do is, and I'm just going to give you a little template here, and you can fill in the blank. First thing I want you to do is I want you to come in here, and I want you to put, you can put dear or hi, but you can actually put a merge field in here, but you don't even need to do that. I want you to start with this, okay? I want you to start with, oops, hang on. Where'd the Chrome go? Where'd it go? Where'd it go? Sorry. That was not good. I hit the wrong button. So I want you to show this, and I'm going to templatize this first couple of emails for you, and I just want you literally to copy the template, and you'll be able to go with them. We're not going to do anything fancy. We're only trying to get 100. We're not trying to get 1,000,000. We're only trying to get 100. So we're going to come in here to our share funnel. Go to the automation. Open editor. Okay. We're going to delete this stuff again. It didn't delete. Okay. Okay. And we're going to come in here, and we're just going to put some basic things. Okay. We're going to put hi, comma, thank you for opting in, okay, to get my free whatever. Okay, and then you're gonna, whatever you have to offer, you're gonna put that right here, okay? And then you give a statement right here. You're gonna give a statement about what you're hoping it will do, okay? Okay, you're gonna put a statement. So your statement would look something like this, okay? It would look something, thank you for opting into my free, you're gonna put the name of your product. Okay, you're gonna put Patricia, if you were writing who's at the heart of your target market, you would put something like, my hope is this free video series will help enlighten you, or whatever you're going to say, whatever it will help enlighten you on how to define your target audience, because the riches are in the niches, okay? Whatever you're gonna say, okay? That's it, one statement about the intended outcome. Then you're gonna transition them, and you're gonna introduce yourself, okay? And I like to say, before I go, I want to introduce myself, okay? And guess what I'm gonna put here? You're gonna put your value proposition, okay? And you're gonna put, my name is Chad, and I'm a business and launch strategist, whatever yours is. And I always like to say, and I help people just like you, because I don't need to go in and identify my target audience right now, because they've already got them. So I help people just like you. Okay, and then I put my do or understand statement. Okay, understand how to use launches to get their message out to the masses, so together we can change the world. Okay, yours is going to be different. Okay, so a basic introductory statement just like that. Okay, then the second thing you're going to do is you're going to set an expectation. Okay, and the expectation, and now this can be 2 emails if you want it to be. You could just send 1 email, thank you for opting in to get my free blank. Okay, and then that's it. But I like to put this in the first one. So a statement of the intended outcome, your value proposition, set expectation. Now, what expectations that you're going to do? You're simply going to just give them a brief little thing just to let them know that, hey, I'm going to I'm going to be sending you some more stuff, okay? And then so you can say that by simply saying, here's what you can expect from us, okay? Or me, okay? Here's what you can expect from me. And then fill in the blank, okay? And I like to put in bullet points right here, okay? So you can come in here and you can edit this with bullet points. I actually never use this header, so I got to figure out how to put bullet points in here. I actually think you got to add a new section is what you do. So here's what you can expect from me. You're going to add a new little section, and you're going to add bullets. Okay, perfect. And then what you can do is, what can you expect from me? Okay, and you may say something like, I have a free 3-part video series that is going to help you go further faster. Be on the lookout for that in the next few days. Okay, maybe that's what you're sending. I don't know what you're sending them, but whatever you're doing, just no more than 3. One's plenty. Okay, but tell them the expectations. Okay, then what you're going to do is you're going to then restate the benefit. Okay, restate the benefit. Now, what do you mean by restate the benefit? You're going to restate the benefit by telling them once again why. I've told them what to expect. Now you're going to restate the benefit of why it's important that they open your emails, okay? Hey, I know this is going to be an absolute game changer for you because, that's what I like to write here. I know this is going to be an absolute game changer for you because, and then you put in why, okay? One line, because, so you're going to restate the benefit, and then, let me get rid of this, and then before you go, you're going to ask them to, and by the way, this all comes out of, I'm a huge fan of Ryan Deiss. This all comes out of his book. If you want to take this information further, he wrote a book called The Invisible Sales Funnel. You can make that a little bit later. But I always use this for my introductory emails. So thank you for getting my free blank. My hope is this free video series or this free PDF or whatever will enlighten you on how to whatever. Before I go and introduce myself, my name is Chad. I put my thing in there. Here's what you can expect from me, okay? And, this could be every once in a while I'll send you emails. I promise not to spam you. I'm only going to send you emails that help you. I have a 3-part video series. Remember, drip. I know this is going to be an absolute game changer for you because you're gonna tell them that, and then you're gonna add, before you go, you're gonna ask them to whitelist. Okay, and I always like to say before I go, okay, and then you're gonna basically say, will you take 2 seconds and do me a quick favor? And then you turn it back to them. That will help you get more valuable content. Okay, and then what you're going to do is you're going to ask them to do a few things. Now, there is what you're trying to do here is you're trying to bounce them around a little bit because there's something psychological about when you bounce them around. When you ask them to do more than one thing, every time they do something that you ask them to do, it's psychologically implanting in their mind that you are the teacher, they are the student. Okay, so the more things you can ask them to do, the better, and the more things that they do, the more apt they are to actually divulge and invest in your content. Okay, so once again, here's what you're going to get. Here's my value proposition. Here's what you're going to expect from me. I know this is going to be a game changer because before you go, we take 2 seconds to do me a quick favor to get more valuable content, and then you're just going to ask them to do a few things. Okay, number 1, you're going to ask them to whitelist. Okay, whitelist your email. That means go in and basically say, hey, it's okay for you to get my email, so they can click the like button on that, or they can click the I lost my the word I'm looking for right there. But you can ask them to whitelist it to ensure safe delivery of your email in their inbox. That way it doesn't go to spam. Okay. And the second thing that you can do is you can actually put a link there to a page on your website that tells them how to do it, shows them how to do it. Don't do that in the email because it'll be too lengthy. The second thing that you want them to do is you want them to connect with you outside of email. okay? So connect with you outside of email, okay? And so what you're going to ask them to do now is you're going to ask them to like you on Twitter, like you on Facebook, okay? But just connect with you outside of email. So you're going to bounce them around a little bit. You're going to move them from one spot to the other. So take 2 seconds and join us on Facebook or Twitter or YouTube or LinkedIn, okay? So before you go, we take 2 seconds to do me a favor that will help you get more valuable content. One, whitelist your email. And if they don't know how to do that, put a link to your website explaining this, okay? 2, connect with you outside of email, and then you can put a link here to your Facebook or your Twitter right here. A lot of email places allow you to have social proof on there, okay? And then one last thing you're gonna do, and then you're gonna close this one out, is you're going to open what we call a curiosity loop. Now remember, the goal isn't just to get them to download this email. The goal is to get them to download more. So the third thing you're going to do is open a curiosity loop. Now, what is a curiosity loop? A curiosity loop is almost like a cliffhanger. It's something that you're going to say that's going to get them to come back, okay? You're going to create attention that's going to cause them to want to open your next email, okay? So you could say something like, you know, as an added bonus for subscribing, I'm going to be sending you my best blank, okay? It's about blank. Be on the lookout for that, okay? Or you could say, hey, do you know the #1 reason why? I bet the answer is not what you think. Be on the lookout for my next email where I answer it. Or it could be, you know, Patricia, like what you're doing. Hey, I've got a video for you. I want to send that to you. It's going to be coming up in the next email. You just want to say something right here. You're going to open up a curiosity loop that gets them to open your next email. So be on the lookout for the next email because, and then tell them why, okay? Talk soon. And then there's one last thing, and then put your name in here, and there's one last thing that you got to do before you go, and that is the very, very valuable PS statement. The PS statement is the most read part of any email whatsoever. Why? Because most of us skip right over the content and we go right to the PS. Okay, most of us do. Okay, hi, thank you for getting my own blank, and then we always look at the bottom. And when we look at the bottom, so this PS right here is a really great place to put this curiosity loop. So you could close right here, and you could make the PS your PS. Oh, by the way, I hope you don't mind. I took the time to you know, create a report on the top 10 jobs that you know, financial investors who are sick of being in the financial world do. Enjoy it, whatever. So you can put some kind of curiosity loop there. You know, so Amanda, if you're writing on massage and you're writing, you know, something that they could do tonight to get out of pain, you know, like put PS, you know, do you like massage? I think you do. Be on the lookout because in the next email, I'm going to show you how to get your first massage for free. Okay. In my business, I could put something like, hey, be on the lookout because in the next email, I'm going to show you how to get a free funnel from me that's going to be able to 10x your business and take it to the next level, okay? Some kind of curiosity loop right there. You can actually put this right here in, there you go, oops. You're going to actually put this right here in the PS, okay? So that's your first email. So when they get the opt-in, they're going to get a hi, thank you for opting in to get my free blank. My hope is this free video series will help enlighten you on how to define your target audience because riches are niches. Before I go, now notice what you did way at the beginning. You already told them that the end is coming. That's psychologically important. Before I go, I want to introduce myself. So like Jody, you're in the health industry, okay? So like, you know, hey, thank you for opting in to get my free whatever you're going to be giving them. My hope is this free video series, you know, helps you gain control of your life, shed the pounds that you want, and get the confidence that you deserve, okay? Before I go, I want to introduce myself. You know, my name is Jody McNaughton, and then you go on and put your value prop right there. Here's what you can expect from me, okay? And then you're going to put 2 or 3 things of what they can expect from you, and this is what they're going to expect in their inbox, not necessarily from you as a person, but what they can expect from you. I know this is going to be an absolutely game changer for you because, and this is the proof of why, before I go, you take 2 seconds to do me a quick favor, whitelist your email, connect with you outside of email, talk soon, put your name. Oh, P.S., be on the lookout for the next email because I've got a really cool 7-day nutrition guide that's going to help you shed 7 pounds. You're going to want it. Bye. Okay, does that make sense? So we take them through a flow. We take them through a flow from start to beginning on their first email. Okay? Any questions on that? Okay, I've got a bunch of questions in here. See, thank you. Billy says he's checking out. Patricia, great stuff, Chad. Amanda, yes, but we will have to go to, okay, Amanda, I think you're talking to somebody else there. Okay, no question. So that's email number 1. Now we're going to write 3 of them, okay? That's the hardest one to write right there, okay? Because that's the beginning, okay? And all we're doing is we're trying to, this is what we call an indoctrination sequence. We're basically just trying to indoctrinate them on who we are and, you know, what we're trying to do, okay? Okay, email number 2, okay? So let me see if I can put this on the screen here so we can see it, okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to come here, copy this, paste this here. Okay, so email number 1 is going to be our free delivery and indoctrination, okay? Email number 2, okay, email number 2 that we're going to send them, okay, is our free gift, okay, or whatever it is you promised them in the previous email, okay? Remember, we did a cliffhanger. We wanted to give them a reason why they should open that email. So email 1, we give them a free delivery and indoctrination. Free 2, and email 2, now we're going to give them a free gift or whatever it is we promised, okay? So here's the order of what you're going to do here, okay? And I'll put this in, and hopefully you guys are taking really good notes because I know I'm flying. You're drinking out of the proverbial fire hose. But this is super going to help you. So you're going to get an opt-in page and 3 emails today. Okay, so let's go back. Okay, everybody get this email? I'm going to screenshot this, and I'll put this in the notes so you have it. Okay, now I'm going to erase this, and then we're going to come back and build email number 2. Okay, so email number 2 that you're going to send, this is going to go 1 day after the welcome email. Okay, actually, what I could do, I should have saved that. You're going to add a new email. Okay, and you're going to put your name in again, okay, and then in the subject line right here, okay, you're just going to put, here's your free gift, or whatever it is you did, and this is as promised, okay, and what that does is it triggers something psychologically so they know to open your email. You're going to come back, you're going to take the simple one, and you're going to delete the, you're going to open up the editor, you're going to delete this. Oh, I don't know how that got in there. You're going to open up the editor and you're going to, well, I don't know how all this crap got in there, but oh well. You're going to open it up and let's just put this one together. I'll do it in Word. It's easier. Much easier in Word. Okay, you ready? So here we go. So here's email number 2. Okay, so email number 2 is your free gift that you're going to be giving them, and that's, you just literally want to say that right in your statement, okay? So we're going to say, here's your free gift, okay? That's the subject line, okay? As promised, okay? And then once again, you're going to you can put a merge field in right here, okay? So it puts their first name, okay? You put a little merge field right there, comma, and then now we're going to build this. This little email here, and it'll take just a minute, okay? But you're going to do this right here. You're going to come in, and you're going to always start with "I promised yesterday," and then put in what you promised, okay? Okay. I promised yesterday that I would, whatever, send you one of our most popular blog posts or articles or case studies or newsletters or nutrition guides or whatever it is. Then you're going to put, but before I do that, okay, I wanted to introduce myself if you haven't done that already. Now, you've really already done that, okay? So this is if you are just sending, like this is if you're splitting those emails up in twice. So chances are you're not going to do that. So you've sent your welcome email. Let's move on to something that's fun here, okay? So I promised yesterday, but before I do that, now I want to share something personal with you, okay? Okay, and what I like to do right here is I like to put a picture, okay? I like to put like a picture of something of me, okay? So what I like to do right here is I like to put a picture of my family, of me and my kids, or me and my dog, or although I don't have any pictures of me and my dog because I don't like my dog, but I like to put a picture of me and my kids here. So what I'm trying to do now is I'm trying to move me from Chad, the Facebook ads guy, to Chad, the person, and I want to begin establishing myself as the teacher, like we talked about a little bit earlier here, okay? So what I'll do is I'll put a picture in there, and then I'll just briefly, I'll briefly talk about this right here, okay? Because I think it's fun, okay? And then what I'm going to do is I'll say something personal. Here's a picture of me and my family. I thought you'd enjoy seeing it because these kids are really why I do what I do, okay? They are my why, okay? And then you're gonna ask a question. Remember, because you're trying to get them to respond, okay? Your goal here is try to get them to respond. Okay, if you can get them to respond, what psychologists tell us is that if you can get them to respond, 50% of the time they will buy what you have. Okay, so this is really important here. You want to get them to respond. So you can ask some kind of question. So I like to put a picture in. Hey, here's a picture of my family, of me and my family. I thought you'd enjoy seeing this. Because these kids are really why I do what I do. They are my why. And then you can just simply ask a question. I'd like to get to know you. A little bit. I asked them this, what is your why? Will you respond to me via email and let me know so I can understand your business better, okay? And then you can sweeten the deal, okay? Okay, you can sweeten the deal. You can say, if you do, I have a little special bonus I put together called, and then tell them what the bonus is, that I'll personally send you if you tell me your why. Now, why do I want to do that? Once again, take the psychology of it, okay? So the subject is, here's your free gift. Remember, at the end of your first email, you promise them something. So you say hi, you put the words filled in. Okay, I promised yesterday, you put in what you promised. Okay, but before I do that, I wanted to share something personal with you. You put a picture or whatever in here, and then talk about whatever you put in. So here's a picture of me and my family. I thought you'd enjoy seeing it because these kids are really why I do what I do. They are my why. I actually think I say that they are what Simon Sinek calls my why. Okay, I'd like to get to know you a little bit. What is your why? And then you want to bold this, okay? Bold it so it sticks out. What is your why? Will you respond to me via email and let me know so I can understand your business better, or however you want to state that, and then you sweeten the deal, okay? If you do, I have a little special bonus I put together called blank that I'll personally send you if you tell me your why or whatever it is you're asking them to do, okay? And then you're going to sign off. Hope you have a great day. Hope you enjoyed the free download from yesterday. I'll be watching my inbox for your reply, okay, and then chat. And then you PS, oh yeah, I almost forgot. Here's the free gift I promised, okay? So that's the basic structure of your second email. So all you're doing is indoctrinating them, getting to know you a little bit, you getting to know them a little bit, but really the psychology of what you're trying to do is you're trying to get them to open 3 emails. Why 3? If you can get them to open 3 emails, you got them, okay? They are in like Flynn if you can get them to open 3 emails, okay? So let's put one more email together. You guys okay? Am I losing you? Okay. Now let's write the 3rd email. I'll put these email templates in the room for you, okay? But now I want to open the 3rd email, and this is all we're going to send them, okay? This is all we're trying to do. We're trying to indoctrinate them. We gave them something free, and we simply want to indoctrinate them on who we are, what we do, okay? And then what I try to do is I try to get them to open at least 3 emails. If I can get them to open 3 emails, we're great. Now, we've technically written 3 emails if you want. For email 1, you could just simply say, hey, here's your free report. Hope you enjoy it. Email 2 could be the one we wrote last time, which was, hey, here's what you can expect. Here's a little bit about me, blah, blah, blah. And then email 3 could be this picture that you send them. And most marketers, they'll only do those 3. I like to do one more. The reason why I like to do one more right here is because I like to merge the first 2 indoctrination emails into one, because chances are they're going to open that one. And I want to give them as much information as I can. So the 3rd email, what I do is I do nothing but teaching right here, okay? So this would be hi, and then once again you do a merge field, okay? And what I like to do right here is I want to teach something, okay? Yeah, and if they reply to you, you're going to send them a personal note. But this is a templated note right here. You're going to say hi blank, and then you're going to put a pain point, okay? In bold, pain point right here, okay? So in mine, I would say something like, did you know that only 17% of all people who start an online business actually launch it and make money? Okay, so what you want to do is you want to start with what I call a pain point headline, okay, and then in the subject line, okay, you want to do something. You want to put something drastic right here, because the 3rd email is always the hardest one to open. Okay, so you want to put something drastic right here, something that's going to catch their attention. And there's all kinds of free resources on what to put right here, but let me just give you one. Okay, I like to put something like, it's time to give up and quit your business. Okay, or I could do, I don't really think you have what it takes. Or I may do something like, is the rumor true? Okay, about you. Or you could say something like, did I really see you on Rip-Off Report? Right. So whatever. So what you want to do in this last email of the indoctrination sequence is you want to have a subject line attached to your pain headline. Okay. Now you're going to resolve it a little bit later, but there's a tension point right here that I didn't really talk about. But you want to build tension, because tension gets answered. So it's time to give up and quit your business. I really don't think you have what it takes. Is the rumor true about you? Did I really see you on Rip-Off Report? You want something to get them to open that email. And then right at the top, did you know, and then put your pain point headline in. okay? And then what you want to do here is you want to teach, okay? You really want to teach, okay? And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to teach right here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to teach in a linear format. What I mean by that, so let's say, Jody, if you're still on, let's say that we're going to pick on you for a little bit. You're teaching about health and wellness, okay? So what I want to do, so your health and wellness may be, did you know that only 17% of all women over the age of 35 ever lose weight, whatever. I don't know. I'm making all that up, okay? And then what you want to do is you'll teach linear format, and you're going to say, that's right, but they didn't have me as their instructor, okay? Or whatever you're going to say, okay? Take that off of bold, okay? They didn't have me as their instructor. And then what you want to do is you want to teach them something, okay? So whatever it is you're leaning in, you want to teach them a component here. So in my business, in the launch, I would say, did you know that only 17% of all online businesses ever launch and make money? Then I'd come back and say, that's right, but they didn't have me an instructor. And then I'm going to say a cliffhanger or I'm going to say a statement that gets them to read on. Let me teach you, okay, seven strategies or 7 points or 7 whatever or 3 or whatever your number is, 7 points to ensure a successful online launch that helps you launch quickly and make money, okay? And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to linear it. Step 1, okay? Step 1, you're going to, and I'm going to just make these up, but get yourself organized. Step 2, so you see what I'm saying? So I'm going to teach linear. And linear means I'm going to give a headline, I'm going to give a point followed by one short paragraph of supporting text, okay? And then point number 2, okay? And once again, one short paragraph, okay? So in this last email of my indoctrination sequence, what I love to do is I love to teach. Why? Because if you go back to what we were teaching earlier, is that the psychology of establishing yourself as teacher or student is so important right here. So in this third email, you want to come in and you want to teach something and establish yourself as an expert. Now, if that's all you have, okay, if that's all the email sequences you have, mission accomplished, okay? Because you're just starting out, you've given them a free document, okay, that's really helped them. You've put them down a path. Hopefully they've opened all 3 emails of yours, okay? So you've gotten them to break that psychological barrier, opening the emails. You've bounced them around. They've liked you on Facebook. They like your Twitter. Now you've been able to move them as a qualified lead in your database. That's all you're striving to do. And at this point, in email number 3, you're really trying to hone in on teacher-student. Because if you do, you're going to be able to, when you move on to the next sequence that we're going to learn next week, you're going to be able to get them to open up your engagement sequence, okay? So those are the email sequences that we're teaching, okay? So if you remember, email number 1 was, thank you for getting my free whatever. My hope is this free video series or whatever you're getting will help enlighten you on how to define your target audience. Before I go, let me introduce myself. You give your value prop. You set expectations. Here's what you can expect from me. I know this is going to be an absolute game changer for you because, and you tell them why. Hey, I'm almost out of here, but will you take 2 seconds and do me a quick favor that will help you get more valuable content? Whitelist your email, connect with you outside of email. So, hey, will you like me on Facebook? Will you like me on Twitter? Talk soon. Put your name. P.S. Be on the lookout for the next email because, and you offer them something for free. Okay. Email number 2. Hey, here's your free gift, just as promised. Okay. And then you put your picture in, you talk about it, and you get them to reply to you via email. Because remember what stats say is if they respond via email, they'll have a 50% chance of buying your product. That's what the statistics tell us. Hope you enjoyed the free download from yesterday. I'll be watching my inbox for your reply. Put your name. Oh, yeah, I forgot. Here's the free gift I promised, and give them the gift. And then the final email, this is where we go with a crazy headline right here, something drastic, because we want them to open that third email, because if they open the third email, they're yours, okay? They are a qualified lead in your list. And then you teach some kind of pain point right here, and then you teach on it, okay? 1 to 7 steps, no more than 7, of how they can accomplish that. You've now established yourself as a teacher-student relationship, okay? All right, anything else on this? Did I give you too much? All right, so here's what I'm going to do is I'm going to work on these 3 emails, and I'm actually going to write them out for you. I'll put them in the room here in just a little bit, but I'll actually write these 3 emails out so you actually have a full-blown template. Your homework today is you're going to go into ClickFunnels. You're going to open up that opt-in page that we put together, and you're going to create your lead magnet opt-in, okay? Lead magnet opt-in. You feel free to reach out to me if you need some help, but I want you to go in and I want you to design it. Now, don't worry about if it's pretty or not. I can make it pretty. What I want you to worry about is I want you to make sure the content is in there. Less is more. And remember the components. You have a logo if you have one. You can go to Fiverr and get one. You can go to graphicriver.net and get one. But get a little logo in there so it establishes you as a real organization, not as a mom and pop. Tell them what they're going to get. Have a compelling how-to without headline if you can. Get an image made on Fiverr. They'll turn those around in 1 day, guys. Okay? Put a little instruction if there are instruction, and then you're going to put this on here. And then what's inside the thing. Now, one quick technical thing. I'm going to put this on here. You guys will watch it. Let me show you how to connect this to your thank you page, okay? So let's say we just did this, and I hope I just didn't mess Chris's thing up. No, I didn't. Okay. So what we're going to do is the second page on our funnel is going to be a thank you page, okay? And the way you connect them is when you hit the opt-in button and you edit, you just go to your button. You go to your button, you click on it, and then you hit set action, and you tell it what to do. And we're just going to tell it to go to the next step in the funnel. The next step is the thank you page, okay? And then you come down to the second button if you have to, and just tell it to go to the next page in the funnel, and that's it. Okay, save. Okay, and then what you're going to do is you'll notice this, that when we preview it, and now it's live, okay, when I put my information in, it will automatically go to the next page, okay? And on this thank you page, you're just going to put thank you, and then here's whatever. Before you can download your free, below you can download your free report, put the name of it in, and then just click on this. Do you guys know how to make that a PDF? I'll tell you what, I'll put a little sample video together, put that in the room to show you how to make your product a PDF that can become a link, okay? Because you may notice that, you know, like these links that we're sending you, they're PDF worksheets, okay? And that you just click a link on and get. And so we'll show you how to get those, okay? I'll put a little video together. All right, what questions can I answer? Patricia says, one last question before we go. Yes. Now that we understand how to create our first opt-in delivery and email series, the big thing is getting people to see and land on our opt-in page. If we don't have a following, how do we get people's attention so they'll land? So that's a whole other teaching that I was hoping to do today that I didn't get to. So here's what I'm going to do, Patricia, if it's okay with you. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to let everybody go. I'm going to fix those 3 emails. I'm going to put them up there, and then I'm going to record one more teaching video that you can download and watch. And I'm going to show you my 7-step strategy to getting 100 leads without spending a dime on Facebook, okay? And so I've got 7 steps that you do. You do these 7 things, and it'll help you get 100 people. And I'd like for you to do those this week. So I'm going to work on that. You guys have a lot to do. I've already given you way too much content. So I'm going to go in and finish these emails, and I'll record that video and get it out to you, okay? Amanda, you said, where do you want me to send the avatar? You and Mav can work on that. If you want to send that to Mav, she'd be more than happy to give you some input on that. All right, guys. Well, hey, that's lots of information. Hope I know you guys are drinking out of the proverbial fire hose, but hey, this is good stuff. I'm having so much fun, and we'll see you guys on Thursday.